All right, hello and welcome to Loom. It's a very
Please choose your skill level.
all right, Mother Hetchel. Let's just go with standard. Watch the intro, and then we'll do a little talking.
Welcome to the age of the great guilds.
Loom, which was very actively advertised during the beginning of Monkey Island 1, in a way that I personally find quite amusing.
Rise, son of Signa. It is the dawn of your 17th year. The elders await you in the sanctuary.
I've never known them to weave such a bright messenger nymph. I wonder why the elders want to see me. I'd better get down to the village.
Cool. All right, son of Signa. Interesting. Hopefully we'll learn more about Signa. Let's head down to the village. So yes, Loom is it's a very interesting game. It's a little unfortunate. It was really supposed to be part of a 3-game series. So ultimately, the ending of the story remains untold. I believe the main characters of the second and third games are actually people that we interact with later on. We'll meet them. But for the time being, let's head in to meet the elders. Oh, this is not the right one. Or maybe it is. Yeah. Let's just check. If I try and come over here. All right, good. I'm actually going to take a moment as we go through here to read some of the Greek tapestries.
There's the long tapestry. I don't remember it looking so old and frayed. The threads describe the creation of the world and the passing of the two shadows. The threads describe the creation of the world and the passing of the two shadows.
So kind of the way the interactions work in the game is you select an object and then click it down here to interact with it.
Here's more of the tapestry. The pattern shows the entire history of the weavers, back to the founding of the great guilds.
Okay. And there is 1/3 piece here. It's a little frayed at the bottom.
The last section tells about the decline of the guilds. There's a third shadow gathering. That's strange. The end is completely torn off.
All right, let's head down here. We will learn a little bit more about what's going on. A few new mysteries.
There's Hetchel. And the elders don't look at all pleased with her.
You have heard the findings of this council, Dame Hetchel. Have you anything to say in your own defense?
My elders, my actions speak for themselves. This reckless defiance is intolerable. Any secret you share with Signa's son might be turned against us. His talent is awakening, and the power is very strong in him. We dare not desert him now.
Stubborn old fool! Who are you to decide such things?
Enough, Lachesis. Hetchel, I am grieved to see your many years of service end in such disgrace.
My destiny is yours to weave.
Hetchel,
The fabric of your life has been woven by your own choices.
Gaze once more upon the great loom, if you would know your ultimate destiny. For that destiny is now upon you.
A swan's egg. What does it mean?
Something is deeply wrong. That draft has never failed before.
What is that noise? Outside!
The guild is under attack.
Who dares to desecrate the great loom of the weavers?
This is the work of that demon boy. We should kill him while we still can.
Your name will be cursed forever, son of Cygna, loom child, Bobbin Threadbare.
My name? But I had nothing to do with this. Wait, where are you going? No explanations. No goodbyes. And once again, I'm left behind.
So yeah, the kind of leader of the guild there was trailing off a little bit, but Bobbin Threadbare is our character's name. And as you can see, we're a member of the Weavers Guild, which objectively on the surface has to do with weaving fabrics, but also entails both the weaving of spells, which for our purposes is done via musical notations, which we'll learn about in a bit more once we collect this, but also reading and weaving the fates of the world. Let's grab this distaff.
It's heavier than it looks.
And we can see the musical notes that we are able to employ at this time, as well as the notes which we have yet to learn. Playing on expert mode basically just removes this bar down here, the lines for the treble clef or whatever, I don't know. I'm not very musically intelligent, and instead you just have to be able to recognize the notes. Higher notes are higher up on the bar, and be able to weave your drafts that way, which I'm just not very good at. It is helpful to have some paper so you can write down the drafts as you learn them, as that's the only way to keep track of the magical spells you learn. But let's take a look at this egg. All right.
Egg, it's trying to open.
So, yes, the loom kind of reflects spells that are being cast in its presence. And it's also important to recognize that spells can be done either forward or backward. And if they're done backwards, it causes the opposite effect. So, oops.
The egg, it's trying to open.
So since we're focused on the egg, we can cast a spell which will affect it. So let's try and open it up. The blue lights indicate that we've done the spell correctly.
There's my boy.
What's happening? The whole village has flown away without us.
From the moment you came into this world, Bobbin, great and terrible things have been happening. The elders hoped that your birth was the cause of it.
Why would the elders want to get rid of me? I'm such an awful weaver that they never even let me study with the others.
They fear you, Bobbin. When the swan arrived, they were already trying to weave the same draft on you that they had worked on me. But the draft turned against them. It means only one thing, that the pattern is failing of its own accord.
No. Can't it be stopped?
Stop chaos? The only thing to do is embrace it and turn ourselves into creatures of shadow, or plan our escape.
Escape? To where?
I don't know. But if we are to survive, we must find out where that flock has flown and join them if we can. You've already found Atropos's distaff. Good. You won't be able to weave very much with it at first, but as you practice, its true power will be revealed to you. It's time to leave this island, Loom Child. Your destiny lies beyond the sunset, across the sea.
Mother Hetchel, where are you going?
Goodbye, Bobbin. I must follow the swans.
Well, this is a fine mess. Everybody's gone and I still don't understand what's going on. Why did they keep calling me Loom Child? Nobody's ever let me anywhere near a loom.
Well, I guess we'll just have to discover that for ourselves. So we have two kind of primary quests that have been given to us here by Mother Hetchel. First, we need to just simply practice and increase our skill with weaving. But in addition to that, we need to follow the swans across the sea. We'll have to figure out how we're going to be able to do that. So let's do a little exploring. And I'm actually going to start by moving, well, once we can finally get out of here. Unfortunately, Bobbin is not a particularly fast walker. But yes, we're going to start by heading up here. The entire rest of the guild is now gone. And head off into these woods. Because there are two things that we want to take a look at up here. The first is we want to look inside each of these holes, these knots in the tree.
There's an owl in there. Another owl.
And something about these owls is seemingly teaching us a spell.
Didn't know there were so many owls in these woods. That one is empty.
So we're missing part of the spell. And I think maybe it's because we're missing one of the owls.
He's fast asleep.
He's fast asleep, and the reason is because he is waiting for his prey, which unfortunately we're going to have to set into his path.
Ouch.
I always felt bad about that. Before we go back over there, though, we're going to take a look at something over here.
Destiny shall draw the lightning down from heaven, roll its thunder far across the sea, to where I wait upon the shore of wonder, on the day the sky is opened and the tree is split asunder.
So, Lady Signa, of course. Signa Threadbare is our mother, who's been referenced a couple of times so far. And basically, what this is telling us is that the sky will be opened, splitting the tree asunder, and that will be the way across the sea to the shore of wonder.
The day the sky is opened.
Well, in the meantime, let's take a look at this final knot hole.
All the holes are full now.
I'm going to have to... Well, really only need it a couple of times, so it'll be fine. But I'll have to write that down for later. In the meantime, let's head over to the dock quickly. Again, just to do a little practice. If I can try and find a way to distract these seagulls, which are referenced in Monkey Island 2, actually, in the credits. Let's open this up. And now the seagull gets to have a little meal. Sorry, Mr. Clam. I don't actually think you need to do that part, but again, it's just a thing you could practice. Let's head back down here, and we're going to do a couple more things around, I don't know, town, I guess we'll call it. So the first thing we're going to do is realize that we can't see here, but someone or something that does have an excellent ability to see in the dark are owls. So hey, look at that. And now we have an additional little spell to learn, or draft to learn to weave, which if we spin this wheel, so let's go here, see what we just did. Actually, I might have clicked on the wrong pile. Let's see.
I don't think I spun that right.
Let's try the straw instead.
It might help to point at something first.
And what we have is the ability to turn straw into gold, or alternatively, if we choose to do so, we can turn gold back into straw. Rather advanced alchemical, I don't know, calculation that apparently is quite easy for us. This, unfortunately, is something we can't actually read, but I think it'd be interesting if we could.
That's the Book of Patterns. I already know what's in it.
We do not. This is some dye. And if we tip the flask, you see a spell, GDDE, which obviously we can't weave yet, but something to keep in mind, I suppose. One more time, just
It's still dripping. What a mess.
All right, nothing we need to do much with that right now, but we can take a look at this pot of dye.
Grass green. I hate that color.
Unfortunately, Bobbin, it's something we're going to be making use of. So,
The color changed.
A, we have practiced enough and gained enough talent with different drafts to have acquired our next musical note, giving us the ability to engage in a little more complexity with our draft weaving. And also we've learned that the Weavers Guild has a rather wide array of skills ranging from dyeing things a particular color to literally changing straw into gold. Kind of a unique skill set, in my opinion. All right, so we are actually almost done here, but we're going to come up here for one last deed we need to accomplish. First, I'm going to click on this leaf because I like to.
The last leaf of autumn.
Just kind of a commentary on the end of the cycle of living and the beginning of the cycle of wintry death, I suppose. But if you remember, the prophecy on Lady Cygna's tombstone spoke about the sky being open, and I think we should see whether or not that's kind of more literal than anything else. So let's see. Whoops. Well, the sky was opened and the tree was sundered. Perhaps this will be our pathway across the sea. Let's find out.
Is it over?
All right, let's head down out to the dock there. Interesting that we have a dock and yet no boats. Maybe everyone just comes to us. I don't know. It's one of the unfortunate things about the lack of sequels being produced for the game, because you sort of get the impression that they had, I guess, deeper lore that maybe they were planning to get into and just never really had the chance. Not 100% certain why. I don't know if LucasArts Gaming kind of just went under while they were working on all this, or if the game just didn't sell well. I'm not sure. You see the swans flying off. I guess know that we're likely headed in the right direction, I think. Although we do have one more obstacle to overcome before the end of this video. And it's a bit of a doozy. Let's check this guy out.
I think that's close enough.
Yeah, so obviously we need the F note in order to be able to get past this particular problem. Although I will show you, just because it's kind of funny, if we try to just go past it. Oops.
I think that's close enough.
Things don't go exceptionally well for Bobbin. Although he does have a dynamite scream. And is apparently made of pretty strong stuff, because he just splashes down, spits up some water, and goes about his day. All right.
Now, let's try this again, shall we?
Okay, so I'm going to come to this, and the spell that this thing is sort of teaching us
I think that's close enough.
Is actually a twisting, and we need to untwist it. So whoosh. All right, let's carry on. Or not. Come on, Bobbin, you can do it. There we go. All right, we appear to have gained even more skill. But I think we will end things for here. When we come back, we will investigate this other piece of land here. Is this the shore of wonder that Lady Signa mentioned in the prophecy? I don't know. But I guess we'll find out later. Till then, see you.